In Lesson 7.3, we're going to take a look at proportions. So proportions are just two fractions that are equal. So up in the little box here, 2/4 equals 3/6. The cross products, or what you get when you multiply on the diagonal, 4 times 3 is 12, is going to be the same as 2 times 6, which is also 12. So these make a proportion because when I cross multiplied, I got the same number. Also, 2/4 and 3/6, well, 2/4 is really a half, and so is 3/6. So if they reduce down to the same fraction, it's a proportion. And it works in algebra 2 as well, and that'll happen later on. We'll use this a lot. B times C will be the same as A times D. And that's how we'll solve those. So a proportion is just two equal ratios or fractions. All right. So I'm going to have to scroll down, so pause the video if you need to fill that in before moving on. All right, so in this example, they're going to give us some pairs of fractions here. Do the ratios form a proportion? That's a yes or no question. So you take your two fractions, and you're going to, what is happening? Okay, I see what they did. Now, rather than doing the cross products here, because I don't really want to multiply 14 times 42 or 6 times 77, they went a little cheaty way here. What did I do from 6 to 42? Well, we multiplied by 7. So, do I do the same on the bottom? 14 times 7 is 98, not 77. So, compare the ratios. These are not equal, so you put an equal with a slash through it. So, they do not form a proportion. So I would just say no. No need to be so fancy. Now 3/13 and 9/39. Do these make a proportion? So, well, I can easily see that 3 times 3 is 9. So does it work on the bottom? Is 13 times 3 39? Yes. So these are equal, so that means that they do form a proportion, or you would just say yes. So now you're going to try this quick check here. Do these two fractions form a proportion? Yes or no? So it might be easier to look at the bottom than to look at the top and see if you can cheat it. And if the same cheat works for the top, you say yes. If not, you say no. And by explain, it just means that you can just show your math. Show that it either works or it doesn't work. Okay, so now let's do the cross product way that they were talking about. Are the ratios 9/10 and 18/30 equivalent? Okay, so we're going to multiply on the diagonal. 9 times 30, is that going to be the same as 18 times 10? 9 times 30 is 270, and 18 times 10 is 180. Those are not equal, so these ratios do not form a proportion. And also, you could have done the cheaty way. 9 times 2 is 18, but 10 times 2 is not 30, so it doesn't work. Okay, so now you're going to try the quick check here. In a middle school, 1 out of every 12 students has a birthday in June. In a class of 26 students, there are 3 students with a birthday in June. Are these ratios equivalent? So first thing you need to do is set up your two ratios. Oops. Okay, so set up a fraction, set up another fraction, and then see if the math works out that they are the same. Okay? So try those quick checks and we'll check your work in class.